Hello and welcome to this Channel 1 TV special. My name is Benjamin Nketia. Today we'll be talking to the Chief Executive Officer of Right to Dream Academy, Mr. Alexander Asiedu. I'm sure a lot of you know him as somebody who's been heavily involved in the banking sector. Well, he's made a transition. We'll be asking him why that transition, what has attracted him to Right to Dream, and what plans he has for the Academy. Mr. Asiedu, welcome to Channel 1 TV.
Thank you.
Nice. It's nice to have you here. I know that you have a football background, but outside of the man who's going to be known as CEO of Right to Dream, what's engineered this sharp pivot from being a banker to an academy CEO?
Yeah, everybody is asking me this question. Well, I enjoyed banking, don't get me wrong, and finance, but I've always had a soft spot for young people, kids. So my wife and I have a foundation that helps underprivileged children go through school, and we've been doing that for years. And so when Right to Dream came calling, at first I wasn't so sure, but when I got to know what the purpose was, what the story was, I found it compelling. And I said, well, why don't I do more of this? And I guess anything that identifies with African excellence, and that's what Right to Dream is about, and that helps young people find their purpose. It's something that I find attractive, especially through football, which most Ghanaians are crazy about. So.
Now, one of the things I like about Right to Dream, or I think has made Right to Dream successful, is being a sustainable organization, and by that I mean financially they've formed partnerships and done things that have made sure that they've been able to stay afloat. It's no denying that we are in hard times in this country. You are a finance person. How are you hoping to leverage your finance background to ensure that the academy continues to run smoothly? Because it's never the easiest thing. I mean, it might look like that on the surface, but I always feel like it's more complicated than that.
Well, the interesting thing is that I don't think my finance know-how is going to help much, because I think the model is already pretty sustainable. I mean, they have a complex of academies across the world. They have pathways to FCN in Denmark. They take part of the revenues from there. So what I would probably be bringing in is probably striking more partnerships, useful partnerships that will bulge up the balance sheet. But beyond that, I think it's more of continuing what has been done and doing it well than bringing anything new to the table.
Now, I'm sure you've had time to look around the academy. What are some of the key challenges, or I'd say places you'd want to improve about the academy? I look at Right to Dream, I'm like, what will he possibly improve? And I'm sure you've asked yourself that question. What are you looking to bring as far as your own touch is concerned?
People form the basis for any organization. And so what I think the biggest challenge at Right to Dream will be is, and there have been so many changes at the global level, at the local level, etc. So first of all, is to making sure that the people who we came to meet are assured that the good things that were being done will be continued. I think that's an important challenge, making them know that not much has changed. The personnel have changed, but the story will not change. And then beyond that, bringing more robust governance processes into Right to Dream. It's been entrepreneurial for a long time, and it's been hugely successful. But when you get to certain numbers, then you need more structures in place to make sure that the model is more sustainable. And so I guess that's what we'll be doing a lot more of.
Tell me how your role meshes with somebody like Tony, because the technical director at Right to Dream is a key part of what direction the academy is heading in, and so is the CEO. How are the two of you planning on making that relationship work in terms of continuing to churn out excellent players for the academy and for its various partners around the world?
I think that's probably the easiest question you've asked me. Tony is the footballing expert. I'll leave him to do his footballing stuff. My job is to make sure that the ethos is kept, the culture is okay, and he's resourced enough to get us where we want to get to on the footballing, So there will be total respect for the work Tony does, and we will provide the resources and the template for him to, the platform for him to be able to achieve his objectives.
Talk to me about the next generation of stars. We see the young kids and how much they celebrate Kudus when he scores a goal. It's that type of stuff you live for, especially if you're an academy product coming through the ranks. Who are the next generation of Right to Dream stars that Ghanaians should be looking out for?
I think Tony should be answering that question with the names. So there are a lot of names, and so I don't think I want to label one. But the most important thing is that there's a whole load of young people who are out there waiting to explode. It is for us to provide a supportive culture and environment for them and pathways for them. And another thing that I think we shouldn't be forgetting is Right to Dream really is not only about the football.
Good.
And Tony mentioned creating excellence so that the young people we nurture can either play in the Champions League or play in the Ivy League.
Okay.
And so it's also about student athletes. It's also about student pathways, getting them, those who don't become the Kuduses and the Messis, getting them access to world-class education. I mean, a footballer will provide instant joy when he scores a World Cup winning goal to a nation. But a doctor is important, a lawyer is important, a teacher, a journalist, they're all important. So the student pathways are also important for Right to Dream, and we're concentrating a lot on that.
Touch on that a little more for me. I mean, I know you've done that for a while. I remember Waris went through the university system, I think it was Hartford. David went through the university as well. How successful has it been? What have been your results from that? How many of those university graduates or the students have gone on to other academy roles or have served in one way or the other in that industry for
It's been very successful. I mean, as we speak, one of our heads of department, Sinoti, is a graduate of the academy. He went to school in the US. He's back doing good things for the academy, very close to the children and one of the top leaders in the academy. And and so we need more of those stories. Once the kids have those stories and they know that they don't just become footballers. You know, one of the things about football academies and sports clubs is that when a young boy or young girl feels that at age 15, 16, whatever, he's not able to be a great footballer, and then there's a lot of disappointment. But if right from the get-go, you instill it into his DNA that he might as well be a great student in whatever occupation as he could be a footballer, then you're getting something right. And so it's something that we want to concentrate a lot on. Make no mistake, Right to Dream has been doing that already, but we want to emphasize a lot more on that.
Talk to me about current intake into the academy. How many people are you taking into the academy? What's the quota for Ghanaians? Because I know you folks are pretty international, so you scout from all over the continent. What's the quota now? Are you planning to expand it? What's up with
I'm
that?
not sure there's a national quota, and Tony can correct me if I'm wrong. We're going for excellence across wherever we find it, and so if you are excellent, whether you are Ghanaian or Ivorian or whatever, we will take you there. And yes, there are plans for expansion, especially in Ghana, but it'll take a while to bed down those plans because it always involves a bit of money. But we wouldn't mind doubling up on what we are doing in the next couple of years.
When your job or Right to Dream is done, what would you want people to remember you for?
I never even thought about that. Maybe the one who came and continued the good work that Tony and Eddie and the Mansours and Dan Dickinson and all the rest, and all the good people on campus have done. And the one who came to bed it down so that, and expanded it so that the story continued until whatever time it is.
Talk to me about before you go, I mean, your opinion of talent currently, because I know that there's a lot of screening that gets done. What's Right to Dream's perception? I'm not sure if you're the one to answer this, but if you can, what's your perception of the talent level in the country as it stands now? And is it looking good? Is it looking not great? If you can just touch on that for me.
I think the talent dial has been where it has been for years. There's a huge level of amount of talent in the country, what we don't have is an organized way of tapping into that talent so that that talent becomes individually profitable to the person, and then the nation as a whole also gains from it. So I guess our job is to try and put in place structures that tap into the talent. But make no mistake, we have a lot of talent in the country. It's not gone down. If anything, by virtue of numbers, it's gone up.
I mean, are you going to enhance your scouting network? If so, how do you even plan on doing that? Just if you could touch on that.
Well, scouting network, yes, but it's all a question of numbers. And then what people like Tony will be bringing to us more data into the crunching the numbers and seeing how good the people that we are picking up are. And hopefully that will help us.
Well, Alex, thank you very much. Again, congratulations on your new role. We wish you all the best. Hopefully, we'll run into you at Old Accra one of these days. It's a pretty cool place to come. I mean, for those who haven't been there, you should probably go up there one of these days. The ambience is so good. You probably know how to come back. So thank you very much,
I look forward to seeing you. Thank you for the time.
Yes, so you heard Mr. Alexander Asiedu. He is the CEO of the Right to Dream Academy, an academy that has provided a lot of excellent players for the Ghanaian community in recent times. Until another time, we'll catch you.